Most people moving to Charleston County underestimate this one expense, and it's not the home price. At the end of this video, you'll have a much better understanding of how much it actually costs to live in and around Charleston County, from the home prices to the insurance to the lifestyle costs of living near the coast. So stick around and see if it actually fits your budget. A lot of relocation guides that you're gonna find out there just give you really vague numbers. So I'm gonna help you set real-world expectations on what buyers are spending to live here right now. By the way, I'm Kyle Weston, and I help buyers and sellers just like yourself navigate how much it costs to live in Charleston County every single day. Let's start with the meat and potatoes, the housing cost. Of course, that's the whole reason you're here listening to a realtor in the first place. I'm gonna put a list of different cities here or different parts of Charleston County so that you can determine from most expensive to least expensive whereabouts you might fall in that range. Now, of course, downtown Charleston and the beach towns are gonna be way at the top of the list. They're gonna be the places that garner the highest amount of money because of their location. Daniel Island, which is a portion of Charleston itself, is also quite expensive. And then Mount Pleasant will be next cheapest after that. But it's still very expensive with nearly a $1 million average price point. So if you're looking something a little more affordable, you can go to the other side of Charleston and look at West Ashley, James Island, and Johns Island. You're gonna find something a little more in your budget. And if that's still not doing it for you, you can check North Charleston, which is very close and even borders the city of Charleston in some spots. And it's gonna be your most entry level in terms of pricing. But remember, the price of the home is not the only thing that determines how much that monthly payment is gonna be. So of course, we can talk about home prices and where's cheaper and where's more expensive all day long, but property taxes in South Carolina are actually very low if you file them right. There's a special exemption here if you're a primary owner of your house, and that is where you're going to be staying primarily. You can get a 4% tax rate multiplied by your millage rate for that area. So you do a little bit of math, or you ask someone like me to get the lender to do it for you, and you're gonna come up with a couple $1,000s a year based on the home type that you get. Now, if you fail to file that exemption, or you're buying a house as a secondary residence or an investment home, South Carolina treats that a little bit differently, and you're gonna pay a 6% tax rate multiplied by your county or your area millage rate. So failing to do so, or planning to buy a vacation home here in Charleston County, it's actually gonna effectively triple your taxes compared to the primary owner's exemption rate. So keep that in mind when you're factoring in your monthly payment costs. Next on my list for you today is insurance, and that's the number that shocks most buyers. And if you are not careful and you're placing offers on houses that are in a flood zone here in South Carolina, if that is your case, you do not get to pick whether or not you have flood insurance. The state makes it mandatory. So you might find that beautiful waterfront home, and then it ends up costing you not a couple $100 more a year, but several $1,000 more a year for the most expensive parts of town that carry flood insurance. Heck, you might even have flood insurance sitting in a normal neighborhood on a house you didn't suspect would ever have to have it. So before you put any offers down, give me a call, send me an address, and I'll make sure to find out whether it is or isn't in an area that requires this extra cost of flood insurance. So let's say you're moving to Charleston from somewhere that's a little chillier. We are in the American Southeast. It does get really hot here. It can be swampy, it can be humid, it will be really heavy in those summer months, which means the same thing about your AC bill. Your AC is gonna run 9 or 10 months out of the year, with your heat maybe turning on, maybe not. That comes with an extra cost. So if you're used to somewhere where you don't use AC at all, or you don't use AC for a big chunk of the year, get ready to flip that script and open that pocketbook for your AC bill. I also mentioned that you might be spending a little bit more on the lifestyle here in the Lowcountry, specifically if you live near Charleston in Charleston County, in one of these surrounding suburbs that we've been talking about today. It's not gonna be just a little bit of outdoor dining. It's most of the year. We spend almost the entire year on porches, at happy hours, on the boat, on the golf course, hitting the links. And if you lean into that Charleston lifestyle, that Lowcountry way of living too quickly, costs are gonna add up. So be sure you have a budget on even the fun stuff, not just the monthly payment for your house. Pause. Quick question. If you were to move here right now, today, what would be the most shocking thing to you? That hidden insurance cost, the cost of housing, or the hidden lifestyle fee that you're gonna pay in the Lowcountry? Give me a comment below. So let me leave you with just a little bit of a ballpark, a monthly payment estimate. If you were to buy a house here that was, let's say, $600,000, and you factored in just the monthly payment, the insurance, and the taxes, you'd be well over the $4,000 mark per month, based on if you put down the minimum. That would be 3 or 3.5%. Now, if you were to put down more, or you were to buy in an area without that HOA or with a lower tax estimate, of course this changes, but I'm just giving you a ballpark. If you added in that hidden cost of air conditioning all year, a weekly trip to the links, or a boat trip, or even flood insurance to that monthly payment, you could easily see yourself spending more than $6,000 a month just to live here, an average lifestyle here in Charleston County. Things are expensive near one of the best cities in the world, so you got to be prepared to pay that. The cost of living here isn't just about price, it's about setting the right expectations. And hopefully I've revealed a couple of the hidden costs and potential benefits of living here in Charleston County. And if you come in with the right expectations and budget, Charleston County is absolutely worth it. There are tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people in the metro area that have chosen to call this place home. So if you found anything I said today helpful, if you think you wanted to give me a call, there's a spot below where you can book a spot in my calendar. There's also a Charleston buyer guide link below that I made myself, made it just specific for you and people that are moving here to Charleston. If you have anything else you want to call, pick my brain about, just give me a ring. My number and my email are below too. So hit a like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, give me a follow, whatever you see fit, and I'll see you next time.